Imagine you messed up at work, which we've all done. You mess up at work, and a few weeks later, your school that your son or daughter attends rings you and says, we've been receiving death threats because you didn't do well at work. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Kick On Rugby Channel. I'm Dane Sherrod, I'm your host, and we're going to get straight into it. There's some sad news coming out of England from Saracens Rugby. Owen Farrell deciding to take a hiatus to prioritise his well-being. So rugby.com.au saying England captain Owen Farrell will not be available for 2024 Six Nations after deciding to take a break from international rugby to prioritise his and his family's well-being. This coming after Tom Foley, who was the Rugby World Cup final TMO, was said that he was getting death threats, emails sent to his children's school. They were receiving death threats. This after also Wayne Barnes coming out saying after he'd retired, or even before that, that he'd received numerous and multiple threats, death threats, online abuse, all kinds of nasty comments on social media regarding his performances. This is becoming more and more a big problem. I get that these guys are playing at the highest level for everyone to watch, scrutinize, have their opinions on. But I think understanding that these people are also just people, literally like you and I. These are just people that are doing what they love. They're really good at what they do, otherwise they wouldn't be where they are. And then just the abuse and just online hate and things that they cop. Yes, I don't get it. I get saying to your mates while you're watching the game, be like, oh, that ref shit or that player shit. I get that. That I get. That's just banter. And I get, not just banter, you're just talking to your mates about the game. And I feel like the referees and the players that are involved in this would understand that because they were probably like that as well. But taking that next step further and sending a message to the player or emailing the referee's children's school death threats? Are we serious? Is that what it's come to? That a sport that's not life or death. There's no, literally no one is going to die if one team loses and the other team wins. And fans think that they're that entitled that they could send death threats to the TMO's children's school or even to the player or to the TMO on Instagram or email or Facebook or whatever it may be. Like, fans now think they are that entitled that they must be heard. Oh, he played shit. I'm gonna fucking watch me. I'm gonna send a message to him. It's like, it's one thing then also for us to sit back and be like, social media platforms need to take more responsibility for this. It's almost impossible. There's millions and trillions of users on the social media platforms every day causing havoc. I think it's up to us as fans, because I don't think there's fans that are doing these texting or emails and not telling anyone about it, there would be those fans that are writing these things are telling their friends, like, look what I've written. And it's up to us or that friend to be like, mate, that's not on. What if someone said that about you? You're a concrete layer. I don't even know if that's the right word, a bricklayer. And you mess up at one job. Imagine 30,000 people in your 10,000 people in your inbox. Imagine you messed up at work, which we've all done. You mess up at work, and a few weeks later, your school rings you, or your school that your son or daughter attends rings you and says, we've been receiving death threats because you didn't do well at work. Like, honestly, I think it's gotten way too far. I've heard about this in other sports. We don't want rugby. Firstly, you don't want any sport to be like that. But you don't want rugby to be like that. Like, we don't want rugby to be like that. Again, let me take that back. Regardless of this, you don't want any sport to be like that. These guys are putting their heads out. They love what they do. Referees or players, they love. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. They're good at what they do. Again, otherwise they wouldn't be there. And people make mistakes. And then you've got, literally how I've just explained it. Imagine you mess up at work. You're a delivery driver, or you forget to deliver something, and a week later, your boss or your daughter's school or your son's school calls you in and says, listen, we've been getting email death threats because you didn't do well at work. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like these are the players and like referees. We don't have referees in the game. The game is there's no longer a game. What is this then saying to future referees, younger referees that are on the come up? These guys are retiring. These guys are getting older. These guys are passing on. The next generation of referees need to come through. And to be honest, if I was seeing that, I am seeing it. And if I was a ref seeing that, you definitely question, do I really want to do this? If that's going to be the outcome if I get something wrong? So I think, honestly, to shout out, call out, this is to fans of the game that love the game for what it is. Call your mates out if they're sending bloody death threats or shit comments to players and referees. Call them out. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Social media platforms are trying their best with numerous other things. Rugby clubs are doing their best. Us as fans need to be better, because this is ridiculous. Players some of the best players in the world having to take a sabbatical or time off from international rugby because they're to prioritize their mental health mainly because of the online abuse they've been getting. It's shocking. It's not good enough. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, how we can as fans be better with this, because it's shocking news. It's not good enough. We want these guys playing at the highest level all the time. Big shout out to Owen Farrell, Tom Foley, and the clubs and everyone around them. Us as fans need to be better. And on that, I'll see you guys next time. Let me know in the comments what you think. How can we be better? Call your mates out. See ya.